Can you feel it? It's in the air. Oh, It's called love. And today, I'm going to talk about something that I think everyone here loves. And that is metal. And I'm not going to be editing anything crazy. It's just going to be all from the heart right here. I'm just going to go. We're just going. Why I love metal music. Now, I've listened to metal music since I was like probably 8 or something. It's been some years. And I remember the first time just being in my bro's room while playing WoW, doing some arena, sweating it up like a couple of pro gamers, just came back from Blockbuster, and my dude put on some Avenged Sevenfold Unholy Confessions, some Alexis on Fire. Ooh! Those were the good old times. And something just struck within me where I haven't heard anything like that before. And I just went, huh? Why are they yelling? Why are they so mad? And my cousin just said, go with it, fam. I was like, all right, man. And after months of just sitting there playing games, eating cheese, and listening to that music, I couldn't stop. I was dumbfounded by it. I was obsessed with it. And I knew from that day I was doomed to be a metalhead. And basically, I want to talk about all the reasons I love metal since that day. And number one, probably being just the variety. Like, when you think about it, there's like a million different genres. And trust me, the metal scene doesn't let us forget that because of how cool everyone is for knowing the special new genre that existed 5 minutes ago that has a solid 5 monthly listeners on Spotify. And it's just because, like, you can really use metal just as a medium of anything. Like, you can throw jazz, and you can throw some breakdowns, and then some classical music, and maybe some, like, funk blues mixed in with some, like, black metal screaming. And, like, if you're creative enough, you can make it work. It's pretty crazy. I look at other medium genres like pop or even rock in itself, and it's much more limiting. I think I wouldn't be able to imagine having all these different influences and subgenres within these other genres, but in metal, like, people have just made it work. There's so many different genres that really it's kind of endless. And not to mention, there's like a new metal band like every 5 seconds or something that got, birthed in a warehouse and, is filming their music video in the forest the next day. So it's pretty crazy how much variety there is in this music, and how, even though I feel like it limits itself sometimes, it really is like the most limitless genre of music I think that has ever existed. Another thing I think is just, it's the raw energy that is involved. You know what I mean? Like, sure, there's some super prettied up, super produced music. A lot of modern metalcore can be that. But there's still so much metal out there that's being created that's just, it's so raw. And especially being able to use the outlet of screaming, which really, all it is distortion on a voice. Like, it's, explain to your parents, it's like, bro, like, you don't get mad at distortion in guitar. That's all screaming really is. It's just distortion on a voice. Okay, and yes, it sounds like Satan's coming to hang with you, but so what? Maybe Satan's cool. Okay? Don't judge him that fast. But it's cool to have such intense energy in a medium of music where you can dial it back all the way, or just go full force, and you make it even as dramatic as you want, with choir and synths and whatever, and even types of scales you use. You can make something sound so dramatic and really, really control the listener experience in a way that I feel like I said no other genre I think has really been able to do before, right? And metal bands nowadays, like they're doing everything from creating devastating, crazy breakdowns to ballads that make you cry. And it's like, damn. Like that's a switch up, and it's crazy how much emotion you can pack in a metal song, and how much, like I said even before, variety you can have. I think another big thing that kind of it really adds to that is the community that is built around it, and not saying it's perfect, no community is perfect. There's, some people that, are, they like to gatekeep and be elitist, but when it comes to the community itself, generally, like, people are, very accepting of others and different styles, and you usually don't need to try to be something you're not. You can kind of just be you, and there's a bunch of people within that community that are maybe even just like you, and you can kind of relate to a lot easier, because maybe just like me, you were that kid in high school that just, tried your best but didn't really fit in with like the cool kids or the popular kids, and metal was always the weird escape, and it felt safe. It felt like it let you in. It felt comfortable. Another thing, I guess, and it's kind of weird, is like you kind of feel like a badass, like like it's, once you've listened to metal for so long, it's not like, you kind of become desensitized to like the screaming and the heaviness and like, all the demonic imagery or, the serious subjects. But then like an outsider comes to you maybe, and like they're like, whoa, man, I've only, listened to this purified, radio friendly music. I've never heard such extreme things. And you kind of feel like a badass in such a weird way, just for liking a genre that is maybe not as popular or outside of the norm, that does at the same time make you feel a bit like an outsider. I also love how just like musically it's like sky's the limit for talent. And that's that's actually one of the biggest reasons I got into metal, other than, listening to it, was, being a guitarist and wanting to kind of play something a bit more advanced, and that wasn't like pure jazz or like classical, that still had that rock vibe. And it's just like metal was just the place to go if you wanted faster, more technical, more riffy things. And just people are so good at their instruments now, it's kind of gross. But the musicianship, man, it really shows in this genre, and it seems like it's taken the boundaries of how fast you can go, or what you can do on the guitar, or what you can do with the drums with, your blues, and it's just taking it to a new level. Metal is honestly just a beautiful thing. I feel like as I get older, I appreciate it more, and I appreciate other genres too. And I love seeing people combine things and try new things, and I hope people continue to do that. And I just can't wait, to get to the point where breakdowns are literally, hitting the brown note. We exceed 3,000 BPM. Screamers start to literally unlock every zoo animal noise there is. And Bring Me does more collabs with Ed Sheeran. I'm all about it.